Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another show of Discourse. We're your hosts, Sharmalyne and
Reuben. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So this week's theme is nostalgia. So we're going to be talking about things like memories from childhood, the past, things that give us nostalgic feelings.
Yeah. Warm, makes you feel warm and fuzzy and
Yes.
wistful, and makes you think, I wish I savoured those days as a child, and
Exactly.
now I'm here and I'm miserable. Well, I'm not miserable, it's fine. We're not miserable, we're happy. We're bringing you joy.
You
Yeah.
maybe.
So we've got song choices that we kind of tried. I think we've both picked stuff that is nostalgic for... How have you gone about your song selections?
Yeah, so from my song selections, a lot of them... basically all of them were songs related to the primary school experience for me.
Yes.
And they all sort of have memories associated with them, if that makes sense.
Right.
So,
yeah. No.
so for example, we played "Beat It" by Michael Jackson, very famous song.
Yeah.
And the reason I picked this was because whenever a teacher was ill, there was this one teacher who was like the designated supply/substitute. So she worked in the school and was just sort of like an assistant. But if a teacher was ill, she would always be the teacher that was covering. And then once a teacher just like sort of ran away from our school and she covered us for the whole year. That's not what the story's about. But basically, whenever she would cover you for like something and she'd set you work to do, and then... Because in primary school, a lot of my teachers would just play music in the classroom. So they'd set the work, and then while you're writing or doing your maths equations, they'd play music. And then this teacher, she always played "Beat It" by Michael Jackson. Like, she would play exclusively Michael Jackson songs, but especially "Beat It." Like, she'd always start and end her music session with "Beat It" by Michael Jackson.
There's a kid, like, back at home who lives next door to us.
Yeah.
He's like he's not a toddler, but he's like... anyone under the age of 8 is like a toddler, right? And he's big Michael Jackson kid, and he has like a karaoke microphone, and he will sing "Beat It" into the mic. So that's ruined the song a little bit for me. So I hear the song and I just think of he's not, like, he's talented for like a...
You just said it was a good song pick, and now you're saying the song has been ruined.
Yeah, okay, it's a good song pick. It's like objectively good song.
Okay.
Personally, for me, the child...
It doesn't evoke feelings of nostalgia.
It doesn't, like, evoke... It's not nostalgic. There is more... We've put, like, a pretty Michael Jackson-heavy show today, actually.
Have we actually?
I put something else on which Michael Jackson's on. Michael Jackson, in general, has a very strong presence on this show. I feel like every week, somehow... all roads lead back to Michael Jackson. Somehow.
I mean, I feel like distinctly the one where you said you saw the ghost of Michael Jackson at New Street was a pretty big one.
Yeah. But then I just feel like he's always popping up. He's always here.
Well, personally, I don't think Michael Jackson has affected my life significantly.
Yeah.
But to each their own.
Yeah, he hasn't affected me that much. But he's just always there. This is what I mean. He's always just there in the background. It's like at the end of like a kind of Disney Channel, Nickelodeon film, where I saw, this is something, I'm just ripping this straight from something on Reels I saw, and there's like the kind of adult mentor figure who's like helped the protagonist, and at the end they kind of like look over to the adult mentor and they like do a bit of a nod and like, do you know what I'm talking about?
It's vaguely. Are you trying to imply that Michael Jackson is your adult mentor in life?
I'm just saying that when I feel like when I get to my like last days, and I'm kind of like I'm like walking into like the pearly gates.
Yeah, you're gonna see the pearly white gates and Michael Jackson.
I'll look over to the side and he'll kind of like nod at me, and it'll be like just a kind of little recognition of like you've done good, kid.
Great stuff.
Should we sing another song?
Well, if you haven't already, don't forget to follow us at Discount Discourse on Instagram.
Or you can email us at discountdiscourseshow@gmail.com.
Don't forget the show.
Yeah, don't forget the show, because you won't get through to the right email. You'll get through to some other person who doesn't want emails. Right, what we have next is, do you want to tell everyone what we have next?
So we've got another classic, probably another classroom banger.
Yeah.
It was I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas.
If I can actually play it, we're doing something different because we're in a bit of a scramble to get in. So rather than putting the proper playlist on, this is all kind of me queuing up stuff live. So that's why if it's
Reuben is currently DJing.
I'm DJing. I'm about to do a set. Right, here we go. Black Eyed Peas.
That was I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas, another very well-known classic.
Yeah. Why, may I ask, did you pick this song?
Okay, well, I picked it because, I used to do keyboard in primary school, and this was the first song I learned to play on the keyboard. So that was pretty... Okay, besides the, usual, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or whatever that you learn in music lessons, music class, in my actual keyboard lessons that we were paying to do, this was the first song I learned to play. So that was very nostalgic. Also, because, I mentioned previously on the show, me and my iPod Shuffle, when I first got it, before I learnt about the wonders of YouTube to MP3, I obviously had to download all the stuff off of iTunes. And being a 6 or 7-year-old, I didn't have an iTunes account to download stuff off of. So my uncle who got me the iPod, I had to use his account and download. I didn't want to buy anything on it, so I just downloaded the songs he had already bought. And his whole discography consists of Michael Bublé, who I called Michael Bubble at the time because I didn't know that his name was Michael Bublé, and my uncle neglected to correct me on that, so I was just telling people Michael Bubble. That, and Adele, and a lot of Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
So obviously I was not going to download Michael Bublé as a 6-year-old.
What?
Because... that didn't really appeal to me at the time.
Do you not want to hear his Christmas covers anywhere you go?
I'm good. And then, so I downloaded the Adele and I downloaded the Black Eyed Peas stuff. Yeah. And then, obviously, because it was iTunes, they had all the stuff that isn't really on streaming now. They had all the, deep cuts and stuff. Do I remember the names? No, because obviously iPod Shuffle doesn't have a screen, so I didn't see the names. But there were some pretty good songs that when I try to look up don't come up. But I know they're real. Yeah,
in your heart they're real.
I know in my heart they're real, and I listen to them. So, those are the two reasons why I picked this.
Yeah, because the thing I said to you while it was playing is I said, this is such a school disco song. And then you said...
I said, well, thanks a lot for mentioning the idea I was going to bring up during my Breakdown in Tears section.
So Breakdown in Tears, fan favourite segment. We suggest topics pertaining to the episode, and then we rate them on a tier list from S to A through F. So school discos.
Yeah, so I was going to bring up school discos. Have I been to any school discos? No. I've only...
Do you never have one at primary school?
It's not that we didn't have any. It's just you have to pay to go, and they were after school. And my parents didn't want me to pay money to dance at school after hours.
That's a really stingy system.
Why were yours just free in during the day?
Or? Well, yeah, it would always be kind of end of summer term and stuff, and then you'd have to pay £1 maybe.
No, yeah, that's right. It's not we're not paying £200 to do a school disco.
Yeah.
No, we'd have to pay £1, and it would obviously go to charity and that kind of stuff. It was basically own clothes day. You'd pay £1 and then go to the disco and then dance at school. But then my parents never saw the point in me paying £1 to dance at school, so I never went.
Yeah.
So the only school disco thing I went to was Year 6 prom. Well, this was in primary school. I didn't go to any discos in secondary school either, because at that point I also didn't see the point in paying £1 to dance at school. So the only disco
you must have so many pounds. Just you must have really nice savings going on now.
So the only disco things I went to was Year 6 prom and then sixth form prom.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Yeah.
But you said, what did you say about this song?
I said this is such a school disco song. This makes me think of, because unlike you, as a child, I wasn't kind of sitting there counting my pennies. I was going wild. I was going to all the school discos, tearing everything up. And they weren't actually, school discos, they're not actually that great, because you are still at school.
In the sports hall. Or
in the sports hall. And if it's it's summer, it's great, because you can kind of go outside, and then it's just playtime again. And you're getting those kind of slices of pizza where they've cut them about 30 times.
Oh, yeah.
So you've just got a sliver of pizza. and they're all right. I mean, I was a bit of like a geeky, shy kid, right? So I was a bit timid. I didn't want to bust many moves on the dance floor, and I regret that a lot because I was thinking about this. One of the things I was going to bring up on the show is like if you could go back to hit the mic. Well, I'm gesticulating with my hands, but obviously this doesn't like
translate
in the medium of radio.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you could go back as yourself to any like memory or like kind of day in the past and relive a day, where would you go?
I think I would go back to year 2. I've probably mentioned this on the show before, but I genuinely think I peaked in life in year 2.
So did I. I think we have talked about this.
We talked about this
in the school one.
Yeah, exactly. Because I peaked in year 2 because that was when, it was a time where everyone was sort of friends with each other before year 3 when everyone would separate into boys and girls.
Yeah.
So everyone was friends with each other. Also, everyone listened to what I said in year 2. Like, I was that kid who, so you know at fruit time, I've probably also mentioned this story on the school one, but fruit time, like you'd get the fruit and then whenever it was like apple day or whatever, and we'd get loads of seeds and then I'd tell everyone, let's go into the playground and plant these seeds so we can get apple trees. So
and
then
you were just like a leader of men.
Yeah, so then
just followed you.
All 70 of us would go into the playground.
And the teacher was like, "No, guys, you've got to come back, please." And you were just
we wouldn't go. No, but it was playtime, so we had to be outside. So they're not going to tell us off. But then
I thought you just like kind of led a rebellion and just like.
I was a goody two shoes. I was not going to leave the classroom unannounced, but. So at playtime, we'd all get our apple seeds and we'd go into the playground and dig up the grass, and then the dinner ladies would come and tell us off.
Yeah.
And then I'd pretend that I hadn't been the one to suggest this idea.
You just stand at the side and say, "Yeah, guys, what are you doing? Why are you digging up the grass?"
And I wouldn't say anything because that would sort of like...
Incriminate you.
Incriminate me, yeah, that's the word. But I would also just not...
Just innocent bystander.
I would just not say anything.
Yeah.
Like... I would just sort of stand and like not speak and sort of like look around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as a leader of men, that's when I'd go back to.
Yeah. No, I think I definitely peaked at that point in school. So so you'd go back to year 2 and then just like getting everyone out onto would you change anything, or would you just like, you just want to relive that? Yeah,
I'd want to relive that because that's the point where I wouldn't have any regrets to change or anything. Yeah.
Because for me, I think I would go back to some point in time, and then like just in school or something, and then on one of those school discos maybe, I'd go back and then I'd like go back and I'd be reliving it, and I would make myself like go out and just be a bit more confident, be a bit more out there, because I was pretty miserable. I was just sitting there, I was probably just sitting there with like an orange squash just on the bench, not doing anything.
Poor choice of drink.
Yeah, blackcurrant all the way.
Ew, no. I hate squash in general.
Okay, what? Yeah, I agree in principle, but if it's there, I'm going to drink it.
I would just drink water. Water is the superior beverage, in my humble opinion.
I don't think they would even... If I went to the primary school disco and I said, "Can I have some water?" they would have laughed me out of the room. You don't...
No, I'm sure the dinner ladies and stuff would have been really pleased that you were picking the healthy choice of water.
I don't think they cared that much.
But yeah.
And then the other thing, as I was thinking about this question, late at night, I was sitting there, I was thinking, when will I go back? And the other place I would go back to, if I could do like Back to the Future, kind of go back, and there were multiple of me.
Yeah.
Because like the premise of the question is like reliving it, but then I thought if I could Marty McFly and then I can go and like speak to myself, I would go back. We've talked about the time I saw the big orb in the sky.
Yeah, they're like spaceship.
And then like I was a real kind of stupid movie protagonist where like I just like fumbled around with my phone, and then the moment I got to like start recording it disappeared. What I would do is I would time travel back to that moment, and I would like, because it was like dark, it was about 8 o'clock at night, I'm walking back
and you'd
through
warn
campus,
yourself,
and I'd run up to myself and I'd say, "Listen, we don't have much time."
But wouldn't that also add time, and then you would miss the moment?
Yeah, so what I'd have to do, I have to send myself back again, and I'd tackle my time travelling self to the ground. I say, "Listen, don't go up and like get at him, because you're wasting time by doing that." But then of course I've wasted more time, and it's just endless loop. I'm just not meant to...
You're not meant to take photo
evidence. It's a canon event in the timeline. I just can't do it. School disco, what's that being rated?
I'm going to say C because I have no strong feelings towards it. I don't hate...
You've never been to one.
Exactly. Like, I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate people that have gone to school disco. It's just...
Good, because you're sitting in the room with a big school disco guy.
Yeah, but, like, I've never been, and I kind of don't see the point, but... No, I see the point. It's, like, enjoyment, but also, like... Me personally, I don't care about the fact that I haven't been to any school discos. Obviously, it was really sad in the moment where it would be Monday come the school disco that was on the Friday night, and everyone would be talking about how cool the school disco was, and I can relate.
That's really sad, and I imagine you just kind of walked home and you had like the pound in your hand that you'd saved, and you kind of like flicking it, and then it falls out of your hand and like falls down a drain.
Not really, because I wouldn't take a pound to school if I wasn't going to go to the school disco. I'm not that irresponsible.
Okay, but I'm dramatizing it. I'm imagining like if I was to like recreate that version in the medium of film, that's how I'd portray it.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it on C tier.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a C as well. It's school discos aren't all they're cracked up to be honest.
What is... Okay, so I guess the starting breakdown is his early, so what are you bringing?
Because we started it early, I have no idea what I was going to say. I was hoping that would come to me. So can we skip me?
Yeah, we'll stick a song on, and then...
We'll stick a song on.
That'll give you 3 minutes to figure out something.
That'll give me 3 minutes. Yeah, so the next thing we are going to play is a little ditty. This is what I said earlier. Michael Jackson is going to be back with a vengeance. And this is him. Well, this is Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. Although Michael Jackson is on this song, but famously, of course, he didn't like admit to being on the song because he didn't want to like.
Overshadow?
He didn't want to overshadow. Yeah,
I thought it was Michael Jackson, like the famous, like, I'm not going to say it, but like from seeing the title, Somebody's Watching Me.
Yeah,
like,
you think of the song, yeah. But the kind of thing is you listen to the song and it's obviously Michael Jackson and it's obviously completely overshadowed at that point anyway. But it's nice in principle, I think, that Jacko would do that for Rockwell. Right, I'm going to put the song on now. That was Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell and... Secretly, we're not supposed to tell you this. Michael Jackson was in there. Don't tell him I said that.
Well, don't tell Michael Jackson you said that.
Don't tell him, he'll be mad at me. So I was going to tell you why that is a nostalgia song, because you kind of said you hadn't heard this until fairly semi-recently. Yeah. But this was as back in the days of yore. We would always host the kind of yearly Halloween party for like the kind of kids in my...
so you were that house.
But we were never that house for anything else because we were like so antisocial. But that was the one thing that we did. We were that house. We were the Halloween house, and it was like a Halloween kind of soundtrack CD that we had, and that was like the first song on it. So every year you'd pop it in, and then that song would come on. I just have a vivid memory of that playing because that would just loop basically for the entire night. And I just have a vivid memory of one of the kids got stuck in our bathroom. So they locked themselves in and they'd messed up the lock somehow. So someone else's dad had to kick down the bathroom door to free them. And it was like that song was playing in the background. So whenever I hear that song, I just think of that scene unfolding.
Have you thought of what your breakdown of tears is?
No, I can't think of a good one. I can't think of a good one. If I think of one before the end of the show, we can do it. But I don't want to do a rubbish one.
Well, that's so disappointing. Should we stick some listener suggestions on then?
Let's talk about
you guys have had a lot better ideas than Reuben has.
You've got your ideas up. I'm proud of you guys. So, do you want to kick things off?
Okay, wait, let me get them up. So, our responses, our first thing... Pretty good one. Watching Total Wipeout. Yes. I completely agree.
This conjures up such a vivid image for me of childhood, of like sitting in there and like it's summer and the doors are open. I should be outside, but I'm sitting there and I'm watching someone jump across the big red balls on Total Wipeout.
Did you ever think that you could like do it?
This is precisely what I was going to bring up. I sat there and I got such like secondhand like these.
The punching wall.
Yeah.
The punching wall specifically. I was like, it's not that hard to dodge the thing. Like just wait for it to pop out and as soon as it pops out, just like run past it and then wait for the next one.
I tell you the one that annoyed me as well is the one it was like the third round I think where they stood on the platform, circular platform, and there's the spinning things round.
Yeah.
And they would like fumble it so easily. There are people who'd go out within 5 seconds. And so you have to be trying to
no, I feel like I would lose that one. When I was younger I thought I could do it, but I can't even jump, so I feel like I wouldn't be able to play that.
In practice, I would
slip and fall.
I would lose within the first 2 minutes.
I wouldn't even make it on
of the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a child, I was sitting there thinking because there's people who just stride across the balls without and then there's the people who was really bad were the people who'd get scared while they were kind of across the ball, and they'd just be hugging them and then trying to jump across.
Yeah.
And that's when you lose. You've got to be confident. You've just got to just sprint across.
No, what I liked about it, besides the fact that I had a massive crush on Richard Hammond at the time, was it was a show that I would watch with my mum as well, because my mum hates TV. She hates all forms of media. She doesn't even like reading. But me, when Total Wipeout was on, me, my brother, and my mum would all be watching it.
Why did she make an exception specifically of all the media in the world for Total Wipeout?
It's because my mum really likes game shows. So she'll watch stuff like Ninja Warrior, she'll watch Total Wipeout, she'll watch Pointless and that kind of thing. She likes watching competitions because it feels more real to her. In a way.
So she just hates fiction.
Yeah. With a passion. If she turns on the TV, all she watches is game shows or the news. So she's very much within reality kind of person.
Yeah, she's grounded.
She's grounded, that's the word.
Her reality is big Red Bulls and punching
Don't
balls.
say that about my mother,
No, sorry,
please.
I didn't mean for that to sound like that.
But yeah, so that's what I liked about Total Wipeout.
Yeah.
Okay, our next suggestion is going to the park with this person's sisters during a heat wave and playing music on a speaker.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Don't go in the park in a heat wave.
Dangerous?
You get heat stroke. Have you had heat stroke before?
No.
It's the worst thing ever. You feel like you're going to vomit your insides out. It's horrible.
I mean, I fainted from the heat, but not proper heat stroke.
When was this?
Oh, this was, it was during a clarinet lesson. Stop laughing. It was during a clarinet lesson, and it was a really hot day, and I drank loads of water, so I don't know why. I think it's just my family, well, not my family, my mum's quite prone to fainting when it gets super duper hot.
Yeah. Just imagining you just
I was standing
clarinet and just falling backwards.
No, that's exactly what happened. I was mid clarinet, and then I stopped playing the clarinet, and then the next thing when I woke up, I realized I was sitting on a chair, and the clarinet teacher and the head of the music thing were all they were all in the room because I'd obviously fainted standing up, and they put me on a chair.
That's really bad.
That is really bad.
You're just so into the clarinet performance. You just
wasn't.
asphyxiated yourself.
But, so I fainted during that lesson. But, yeah.
Yeah. It's all right, memory. That's my breakdown in tears is this listener's, memory, and I'm giving it a D. I'm not a fan of it.
Really? Why?
Because I don't like the heat, basically.
Oh.
That would not be in the
what's your favourite season? There's only one correct answer.
Winter.
Wrong. It's autumn. Because autumn is all the best bits about summer and winter. And also it doesn't rain as much because it rains more in spring.
Winter or spring is my favourite, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, winter is better than summer, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you can always layer up, you can never layer down.
That's true. Yeah, this is my argument. You can only there are only so many layers you can take off before you can't do anything else, and you're just doomed to be hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so our final one. Oh, I've got a really good story for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not really good, but I've got a memory associated with this one. So our final suggestion is them alien egg things.
Yes, which if you don't know what this is referring to, I guess you didn't have a childhood. This is, you would buy from the shop, and it would be this kind of, I don't even know how to describe this. It would be an egg.
What do you mean you don't have to describe it? It's literally an egg-shaped plastic mould, and inside was slime and an alien.
And over time, it would grow over time.
They said that. They didn't actually...
It did, because I had one, and they do grow. Because they start off, I guess you weren't treating your baby alien right. You were malnourishing your baby alien, and it never grew. But mine, I had... I think this is maybe my childhood memory kind of distorting things, but I basically had a life-size alien by the time I was done with that.
Okay, so my story related to it was, so it was year 7, and we went on a trip to the National History Museum, and we went to the gift shop, and I saw they had a triple pack of these alien eggs. So it came with a gold one and a silver one in small eggs, and then it came with a pregnant one, a big, it was a black one, and it was one of the pregnant ones, and it was really big.
You can't just say one of the pregnant ones. What do you mean by this?
What do you mean? You could buy pregnant ones where they'll give birth to a baby.
It's like it's a big alien who gives birth to a smaller baby.
Yeah, it's a smaller baby.
Okay.
And obviously, as a child, my parents had not bought me the aliens because they didn't see the point in buying me the alien. So I bought it for myself.
Your child, the way you've described your child, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say the way you've described his childhood on the show is really sad. Because you
sad?
See, like, there's no school discos and no aliens, and it's just...
No, but I kind of get it, because, like, it's kind of a waste of money. Okay, it's not a waste of money, but, like... I sort of see, I was disappointed at the time, but looking back, I don't feel like I've lost out on anything. But anyways,
okay, sorry,
so with my big year 7 money that my parents had given me to spend on the school trip for lunch and stuff, I spent it on these alien eggs instead. So this was like the end of the trip. So straight after I'd bought them, we got on the coach and we went back to school. And I sat next to my friend, obviously, because why would I sit next to someone I didn't like on a school coach? So I sat next to my friend, and I got to open the eggs, and I opened the gold and silver one, fun, and then I opened the pregnant one, because obviously I wanted the baby, and, like, I watched so many YouTube videos, like, me and my friend were watching YouTube videos on how to get the thing to give birth. So we, like, heard loads of things, like, rubbing the backs of two together, like, massaging it, and then the baby will come out.
This is why you just said to me, oh, they never actually grow. This is why, because you're not treating it properly.
Well, wait till you end the story. Okay, so and obviously the baby was not coming out, and I got really angry that the baby wasn't coming out. So I sort of like I ripped the mother in half because I was attempting to like get into the belly, and the baby wasn't coming out. So I ripped it in half. So she was just sort of like filleted, like a slab of meat.
If you've just tuned into this show, we're talking about aliens, by the way. We're not talking about, like, people, just to clarify.
And then, lo and behold, I saw that a hole had appeared, but not where the baby should be in the belly. It was in the head of the pregnant mother. And apparently this type... Which, I don't know why they made the mould so that it had a pregnant belly, but the baby was not in the belly. It was in the head of the alien. So the mum, who had just sort of, like, severed, the baby came out of the head of the alien, and so I had this, like, and it was really deformed as well. I'm guessing because I didn't leave it to grow or something. And then, so the baby came out properly deformed, and it, like, it barely had any arms and legs, because I think it got stuck in the mother's head when I yanked it out. And I named them, all 4 of them, after, like, Greek gods, and that was it, yeah.
That's 5 minutes of amazing radio.
And then my friend was laughing at me because, like, that was, like, I could not sit on school coaches on school trips. I was really bad. Like, if I didn't sleep, I would be such a nuisance on the school coach. I would, like, kick seats and stuff, or I would, like, debate with people.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories from you.
My God.
I won't bring them up.
Okay.
But I'm aware of this.
How gracious, yes.
Your school coach.
I was so bad on school coaches.
Because this would have been me as a kid. As I was the complete opposite type of kid, right? On the coach, I would get very quickly, like, within 15 minutes, I would be, no matter who I was sitting next to, I would detest them by that point, and I would just think, like, please shut up and leave me alone. You would have been on the coach.
I would have been that person. Like,
I would have despised you. You would have been on that coach. I would have been fuming.
Yeah, and I always sat in the aisle seats. So, like, any of my rants were in, like, full auditory distance of everyone on the
I was a
coach.
Windowed seat kid. So this is exactly what would have happened. I would have been sitting in my window seat, and you would have been put next to me in the aisle seat, and I would be losing my mind.
Would I have chosen to sit next to you is the real question.
Well, I wasn't popular enough.
Well, I would have sat with my friends, because we don't get assigned seats. Did you get assigned seats on the school coach?
Sometimes.
Why? Do your teachers not like you?
They probably had to put me with someone.
No, we got to sit wherever we want, and then unless there was people being naughty at the back, and then they would be moved to the front. That was it. Like, it's a school coach, and it's only...
Maybe I had no friends, and they just kind of stuck someone next to me. They, like, said, sit next to Reuben, please. He's got no one.
Yeah, like, half my friends always had, like, motion sickness, so they'd always sit next to they'd always... So... And I didn't want to sit at the front because that's where all the teachers and the nerds are. So
that was where I was sitting, by the way.
So I'd always, like, argue with my friends. I'd be like, okay, why don't we sit in the middle, but you guys sit in, like, the front half of the coach, but in the middle, and then I'll sit in
You're in the cooler half.
And me and my other friends, we'd sit in the row behind them. So we went at the front,
Yeah.
But like,
You weren't at the back.
yeah.
You weren't like the kind of rowdy, raucous kid.
Yeah, because I hated sitting in the back with like those people.
But you weren't like the nerd.
I was a
at the front
middle.
like me.
Yeah, I was a distinctly middle of the coach
No,
person.
you'll laugh at me because I always sat like in the row like behind the teacher.
Well, do
at the
they
front.
gossip?
Yeah. And then they'd like talk to you and stuff as well. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not fun for you 'cause while you're tearing apart the aliens.
Yeah, but I was quite a loud person. So if I sat behind the teachers, then I'd be talking about nonsense, and then all the teachers would hear, and then that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
That's-
another reason I was middle seat or middle of the coach.
Yeah. That's listener suggestions for this week. That was good.
Pretty good.
Good
I will
stuff,
say.
guys. Proud of you. Keep that up for next week, please. We're back with some good listener suggestions.
Yes.
Let's keep the flow now.
Should we stick a song on?
Should we stick a song? Wait,
Yes.
well, you don't have that much time left, so we probably...
Well, you could think of your breakdown in tears in the like 3 minutes.
Okay,
the song is
breakdown.
on.
No, I'm going to think of it
we-
live right now. Yeah, I'm thinking of it live right now.
Okay.
I'm going to do breakdown in tears. And it's going to be a nostalgic thing. It's going to be water guns,
Oh, okay.
water pistols.
I don't have a lot to say about that because
Yeah.
I didn't play with water pistols as
Yeah.
a child.
Of course. I like them. Water fights, fun. You get the little things. I like. Did you have a? I guess you probably didn't. Did you? The ones where you stick the thing
Oh, and you like
in the water and you pull it, and then it fills up with water, and then you've got it. Then you can like push it, and then it shoots water.
I know what you're talking about. I just didn't have water pistols. I had the little mini handgun ones that looked like shotguns. I had those ones when they would come in various party bags.
Yeah.
And then also my brother in year 6, his school always did a water fight for the year 6s.
Yeah.
So when he did
we did that as well. Yeah.
So when his school did that in year 6, he had to buy a water gun for it, and then we had a water gun at home.
Yeah.
And then we could never use it again after that. But
you can
like,
never use it again.
well, it's more that my parents didn't want us just like randomly getting our clothes wet and then just walking around with wet clothes and then getting a cold or whatever. So
Yeah. No, that's fair.
yeah. So I never really used water guns except those little ones, and then I'd like spray on my brother and his head would get wet.
Yeah.
That
No,
would
that's
be-
funny. It's funny. It's very funny, very amusing spraying someone with a water gun who does not expect to be sprayed by a water gun at that
Yeah.
moment.
So
water guns.
where are you putting this?
A tier. Great.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any harm in them. I'll stick them on A tier too. I
Okay.
don't have any strong feelings for or against water guns.
Yeah. Water guns, that's A tier. And then what was your one? That was school discos on D, C or D tier, I
C,
think.
not D tier.
C tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because once again, I felt indifferent towards school discos.
Yeah. You're just a very indifferent person.
Well, I mean, I didn't do much as a child except watch TV, so that's why I had no opinions.
Right. We've
Yes.
got 5 minutes of the show left. And if I put a song on now, then we're not going to have, we may as well just
End it here, yeah.
wrap things up. So anything further you want to say on nostalgia?
Cherish the memories you have while you're making them.
Do you want to leave a message for your future self?
For my future
Like a
self.
time capsule
Not really.
thing.
I don't think I'll ever re-listen to this again. Unless I need to make, clippings for our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, that's the point. Subscribe.
Yeah,
the
subscribe
channel.
to Discount Discourse on YouTube as well.
You can see, video highlights.
We've got some, animated skit stuff, but not really skits.
That's a lie. That's
It's not live. We've got
skits.
animated anecdotes.
Yeah, animated, I will put it in air quotes, because they're not
They are pretty well done, I will say.
Thank you. And yeah, you can re-listen to all your favourite episodes.
If you need something while you're on a run to listen to on a treadmill, stick a YouTube thing on.
Yeah. Stick a YouTube thing on. That's the message we're leaving you with. Yeah, if I could leave a message for my past, for my
Your future self.
For my future
when you
self.
re-listen this recording.
When I re-listen to this in exactly 10 years' time, on the 14th of March, 2034, I'm going to say, I hope you've kept a good head of hair.
Honestly, real. I feel like I'm getting bold at this age.
Yeah.
Stress is getting to me.
Right.
I've got grey hairs.
Yeah. That's the show.
That's the show, yeah. Let's end it on that.
Yeah, can you do the ending? Because I'm actually going to have a cough and fit in a minute.
Oh, okay. So the song we will be playing is Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO, Lumfao, however you want to say it.
I'm dying over here.
But yeah, so that's a song that's coming on, distinctly nostalgic. I remember it from Annoying Orange. There was a party rock like parody where it was a rock singing the song. I found that really funny. I really liked Annoying Orange's Kid. We don't have time to talk about that, but yeah, tune in next week for our final show.
Yes, it's going to be a good one actually next week.
It's probably our final show of the year because I don't think semester 3 we can
reapply. I think.
No, but we have exams. Like, so I don't know if they actually do shows.
Yeah,
next semester.
Well, it's going to be a great show. We're going to have. I won't spoil it actually, but I will say there'll be a prize to be won in this episode.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because there's going to be games. It's going to be fun. If you remember last semester, we had quite a fun quiz episode.
I don't know if you guys took part in the quiz, but
no, I don't think anyone did. But it's
you just listened to me taking part in the quiz.
Yeah, but it's going to be more interactive. There's going to be a quiz that you, and when I say you, I'm not talking about Sharm. I'm talking about you,
the audience.
The audience can get involved with. So tune in for that, and it's going to be fun, and you're going to love it.
Yes. So we have been Sharmalyne and
Reuben. And what's...
Do you want to say it?
Yeah. You say it this week.
Fine. As Reuben likes to end our show with, have a blessed day.